Hello everyone, welcome to Android Study Jam. I hope you all are doing well. So today is our first session. Mona Sahu, your Android facilitator for this study jam. I hope you all are doing well. So much for joining in today. It means a lot for all of us who have been planning this for a while now. In the overview session of Android Study Jam, we will be looking into quite a lot of things like what is Android Study Jam, what are the perks in here for you to earn those perks, how you can use this program, and at the end, we will be sharing some notes just in case you are having any second thoughts about joining this program. So, without wasting much time, let's get started with it. I hope my screen is visible. Can someone tell me if my screen is visible or not? Okay, thanks. So let's start with it. We are in our first session and let's get started. So this Android Study Jam will be based on Kotlin programming language. So just to give you something that you should be looking forward to is that there are a lot of apps that have been built using Kotlin language, like some of our favorite apps like Postmates, Evernote, Coda, and the list goes on. Kotlin has been slowly becoming a very popular language, and we will be learning Android development with this Kotlin. So first, understand what is Android Study Jams. So Android Study Jams are community organized groups in which people learn how to develop applications. And we are also having one study jam, so I'm sure you are evident and you are aware what we will be doing. So Android apps can be developed in a variety of languages like Python, Java, C Sharp, and also we have amazing frameworks like Flutter. But in this study jam, we are doing Android development with Kotlin. The reason behind this is that in 2017, Kotlin has been declared as the secondary official language for Android development. And at this point, this is the only thing that you should be concerned about because with time, you will get to experience the amazing features that Kotlin has to offer and also how powerful this programming language is. So in this three sessions, we will be going through a lot. We will be starting from scratch and build apps. So if you are someone who always wanted to learn Android development but did not know where to get started, or even if you are someone who was actually learning Android development but got stuck somewhere and then left it, don't worry, you are at the right place. uh, we will together learn a lot of things like Kotlin programming language, and then we will also learn Android fundamentals. And side by side, we will be practicing, so you won't get bored of it. You will definitely enjoy what we will be doing in this three sessions. So I hope that I have given you the important pep talk that all of us need whenever we are starting a study jam. So after that, there's one more thing you should know about this Android study jam is that in this study jam, we have two tracks. The first track is known as new to programming, and the second track is known as prior experience. As the name suggests, the first track is meant for those who are not very well aware about programming, while the second track is meant for those who have been programming for a while now. But just to make this study jam could be useful to a wide spectrum of audience, what we have done is basically our first session would be completely on the first track that is new to programming. The second session will again be based on new to programming, and the third session will be based on prior programming experience. If I have gone through the whole agenda of what we will be doing, then you must have understood that we will be building in total three apps in this series. And after you have taken all these sessions, I'm sure that at the end you will be able to build some very basic apps. And that is what you should be looking forward to and keep keep your motivation up for all the sessions that we are going to conduct. So we have first track, that is new to programming, and the second track, prior programming experience. While this is happening, there is also one more thing that you should keep in mind, that is the prerequisites of this program. So as of now, the prerequisites of this programs are basic computer literacy, basic math skills, computers and headphones, internet connection, Android device, and USB cable. I mean, I think that you have understood that this program is suitable for anyone who does not even know how to program. So, yes, if you are scared that, okay, I don't know Kotlin, how would I make the most out of this session? I won't be able to understand anything. No, don't be scared. We will be learning Kotlin, and then side by side, we will be learning Android fundamentals, and obviously, we will be building apps. So, I hope that you are ready for what we are going to do. So, apart from these prerequisites, there is one more thing that will help you, strikelessly go through this program, and that is your motivation and zeal to do something. I mean, it does not even matter if you have these prerequisites or not. If you have the motivation that yes, I want to do something, yes, I want to build apps, then you will be able to understand and make the most out of this program. So make sure that you attend all the sessions, be consistent throughout, and obviously we have a lot of perks to offer so that you can keep your motivations up, and something that would help you to be consistent throughout. So having said that, let's move forward. So for today's session, here are few learning objectives, and that is we will be learning how to build our first Android app. We will be learning how to set up Android Studio on our computer. We will also be learning some Kotlin programming language basics. Then also we will be discovering some resources so that you could continue learning. So I hope that this study jam will be useful to you, and you would actually be able to make the most out of it. I would say that make sure that you attend all the sessions. That is, we have in total 3 sessions. We have planned 3 sessions. So even if you are not able to attend any of the sessions, don't worry. We will have it recorded and uploaded it on YouTube so that you can revise if you want to, or even if you have missed it, you can go and actually watch that video and understand what we have did on that day. So I hope that all of these are clear. So let's now discover something different. That is what I meant by actually saying that we have 2 tracks. Let's see what it is. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a link with you guys, and I request all of you to kindly click on it. So I'll just open the link. Guys, I have shared the link. I hope you have got it. So what you can do is at this point, you can click on it and actually go through it while I do that. Or other than that, what you can do is basically I am doing the same. So you can also look at your screens, that is the Google Meet, and check what I'm talking about. So on clicking the link, this would be the page you will be landing on. And I mentioned we have 2 tracks, that is new to programming and prior programming experience. I again repeat that the new to programming track is meant for those who are not aware of programming, and the second track is meant for those who have been programming for a while now. So if you are someone who does not know a lot of Kotlin basics, what you can do is you can start with the new to programming, and then you can hop on to the prior programming experience. But that being said, there's one more thing that you should keep in mind is that you can choose any of these tracks to learn, either the new to programming or the prior programming experience, or both of them. But if you complete the prior programming experience track, you will be earning an e-certificate from us. And with that, we have come to the perk number 1 of this Android study jam. And that is that you will be getting e-certificates from us as soon as you complete the prior programming experience track. I hope that I made this clear, that even if you don't complete the new to programming track, but if you complete the prior programming experience track, you will be able to be eligible for the e-certificate. So you know what to do to get that e-certificate, and that e-certificate, I guess, is something that you could share on your LinkedIn if you want to share, and it will have your name as well. So I guess uh, you will like this perk that Android Study Jam is providing. So this study jam is actually designed, and I would say the resources are provided in such a way that it takes care of all the aspects of the learning journey of a student that one may face. Like, it happens a lot of time that we start something new, but we, lose the motivation, we leave it. So you have something to look forward to in this case, because you will be getting an e-certificate, of course, and that will keep you going. So let's start by one of these tracks. So since our session is based on new to programming, let's start with this new to programming track. So as soon as I clicked on start course, you would see few units. That is unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. And the unit 1 is Kotlin Android, and the second unit is layout, and the third unit is navigation. So let's explore. So as you can see in this unit, we have few activities, and it's basically set of activities. And do you see? I mean, it's your perk number 2, by the way. So this you will be getting as your perk number 2, that is digital badges. So as soon as you complete these activities, you will get such digital badges. And I hope I have made it clear how StudyJam is taking care of all the aspects like the learning journey. It will keep you motivated. Like, you will get an e-certificate, you will also get an digital badges, and you will be consistent. So let's start with the first, activity. Okay, so when you click on activity, what you will see is a pathway, and this pathway consists of few videos, few code labs, and a quiz with the deal. Now you can see that here we have two optional videos, two code labs, and a quiz. So it will first it will try to introduce you to what you will be learning, and after that you will have a code lab where you can practice and you can learn things, and at the end we will have a quiz. So the quiz will ensure that whatever you have learned is correct or not, if you are on the right track or not. So that being said, so as soon as you complete this pathway, you will get this badge, that is this one. And now you must be wondering, where would this badges go? So these badges will be collected in your developer's profile. Now I have introduced you to one more thing, that is developer's profile. So what is a developer's profile? So let's see. So as you click on this link, you will have to create a developer's profile. So like in my case, I also have a developer's profile. And as soon as I click on it, you would see it's asking me to sign in. So I'll just sign in. Okay, so here is what it would look like. The developer's profile would be looking like this. It would have all of the badges that you will be earning, and I hope that you will be able to get all the badges, and I really believe that you guys will make like the most out of this. So as you can see, it has the badges, few badges that I have collected till now, and you can also get these badges by, completing the tracks. But to get the e-certificate, I repeat, you will have to complete the prior programming experience track. So we have gone through the Google developers profile. We have got our digital badges. So you know what to do. You will go to Google developers profile, and this actually profile would take only 2 to 3 minutes to create, and also it is free of cost. You don't have to pay anything to create that Google Developers profile. So I like that. So now it's time to explore labs. So let's see what is a code lab first. So I'll click on this Take Code Lab button. Okay. So this is what a code. You can see on the left side we have few before you begin, run your first program in Kotlin, extend your program, solution code, some the learn more section. Let's see what these sections are. So you can see that this section is basically into what you will be doing in this code lab. It has some prerequisites, it has some what you will learn, that is basically code lab, and what you will be building. That's have what you would be needing. So I guess we all the needs of us, that is a computer and an internet access. So let's go and take our first code lab. So in this, you can see that we have done our first program in Kotlin. Now you must be wondering, okay, so I am asked to run my first. So basically, a Kotlin would need an IDE, that is integrated development environment. So a choice that if you want, you can download the official of Kotlin, that is IntelliJ. But if you want to reduce the hassle of actually installing that IDE, what you can do is here is a link that is of an online IDE. I would say it's a compiler. So it's known as Kotlin, and you can write small codes here and run it. As you can see, it's our favorite program, that is Hello World. So this program is already written here. Have a run button here. So as soon as you click on it, it will be giving us the output of this program, I believe. Okay. So the output of this program is like this, I guess, is the output space, and this is the space where you will be writing your code. So let's observe this code. A lot to observe, but can you understand that this is something that we have been familiar with? Programming, you are familiar with this already. So you can see that we have here, and the main function is an essential of any independent program. So in Kotlin also we need this main function. So we have, and you can see it has been declared in a different compared to the languages that we are already familiar with. Can you observe the syntax of this, like the declaration of this function? Like that the syntax of this function is fun. Fun is a keyword in Kotlin used whenever you are about to declare. So that would be followed by a function name. You have a function name. We have parentheses, and inside this parentheses comes your whichever you will be passing to this function. And after that, we have curly braces. And inside this comes the body of the function. So I hope that you are able to understand how it is like written in Kotlin, how in Kotlin. So we need a keyword called fun, and that would be followed by a function name. Then we will have to write our argument. I mean, we do this in all other programming languages as well. And we have our body of the function inside curly braces. But we are missing something here. Able to guess it. It's basically we skipped the return type. I mean, every function type, right? So in case of this, void. So it's void, right? But we don't. We have. It's not written here. So why is it? The reason behind this is because it's void. So in Kotlin, what you can do is that if you're nothing, you can skip the return type. But what if asking our function returns something like integer or some other or some other data type. So what would happen? Basically, to do that, what you need to do is after you write the parenthesis, what you can do is you can follow it up with that you need to write that. In this case, since it's a main function and since it was it has chose to completely skip that part, but also choose to write it if you want. So basically, void data type in case of Kotlin is known as unit. Even if I write unit here, you would see that it's working completely fine. There would be no change in the code. It's very simple because in case of Kotlin, in the function that won't be returning the declaration of be returning anything in that kind of functions. What we can do is we can choose to skip the return type. Like in this case, we have. So yes, that was it. So that now let's code lab and try to complete it. So we have got familiar with the Kotlin playground. We have run the program. We have did this. Let's move to the next section. The next section is asking us to modify the program. Asks us to modify it way that it prints happy birthday. Let's do it. So all you need to change the text inside this and write happy followed by exclamation mark. And when you run it, we are getting our desired result. We are done with this one. So after this, in this section, they have also told, like they have actually explained the function, the parts of the functions mean. So like we have a main, and as I said, main is the name of the every program needs every needs Kotlin. In case of Kotlin as well, it needs a main function. Then we have how to your arguments. Then we have. I guess it's very easy. You can go read the code lab. After that, we have been asked to extend the program and asking us to of text like happy birthday. Then we have you are 25. So I guess it's very easy to do that. All you need to do is basically you need to write multiple print and stay able to get what you want being asked here. It's easy. You can do that yourself. And also we have something new here. Like it's explaining how to deal with errors. Now, guys, so if you are learning a new programming language, the more you make mistakes, the more you will learn. And that is absolutely true when you are learning a programming language. So make sure that you make a lot of mistakes and resolve it. And that is why I would recommend you to download IntelliJ instead of trying that. The reason behind that is very simple because IDE, help you in debugging your program in dealing with errors. So IDEs are always that if you just want to learn for the sake of it, you can use the Kotlin playground as well, and also you can use other editors, but these are the two that I would be. And let's move to the next. So it gives a solution code of how we build the challenge. Then we have a summary, thumbs up whatever we have learned. So I guess we have learned about the main function and how to write functions in case of Kotlin. We have learned about println functions. So and we have a learn more section. So this learn more section what will give you some extra resources to increase your understanding. That is all. So it also has a new section which is practice on your own with this. So that was all about Code Labs look like. And Right now, at this point, we are little familiar with what Kotlin programming language. We will be learning what is Android Study Jam, be doing things and all those things. So at this point, does anyone has any questions, any doubts? You can ask me. You can also in the chat. Yes, no one has any doubt. I hope it's, but still, I would like to explain in a short like way how you should be doing things. So let's go through it. As we have seen that we had a pathway there, need to complete those code, take the quiz, watch those videos, and after we are done with watching those videos, what we basically we can learn something new if we want by getting access to those extra resources that the then after that we will our units and yeah we guys choose to take the quiz and ensure that you have everything correctly, you are on the right track. You can always choose to take a quiz and you have multiple attempts, guys, so you can till the point that you reach your, obviously you will earn badges. Big perk that was e-certificate. So I repeat again that if you complete the prior programming experience track, earning an e-certificate from us and you will be earning it. We won't be waiting for others to complete and then issue it to you. As soon as you mail us the badges that you have got in the second track, that is prior programming experience track, we will be sending you the certificate. We also learned about developers profile, so make sure you create it. That is one of the ways you can make the most out of this program. So that was it. Now we are going to do something interesting. We are going to build our, so let's see what our first app would look like. So present in your code labs, you can choose to actually take the code lab and follow the instructions and then create that app. But just to make this session a successful session, create the app by myself. Our first app. But before that, IDE, where we will be writing our, this creating this whole app. So what is that IDE? As you might have guessed, Android Studio is the answer. So Android Studio is the IDE writing your codes, creating the layouts, installing, sorry, running the apps. So you need to first download the Android Studio, install. If you are facing any issue with Android Studio, what you can do is you can take this code lab. So this, introduces you to what is what are the system requirements, how to download Android Studio, how to install it. Very easy. It's the same way as you install applications. And then we have a learn more section. Any issues still, you can go and check. So I hope that I have made it clear that Android Studio to develop apps. Other than that, how to run the creating the app, writing a small bit of it. The more part goes into actually looking at how it is looking and all those stuffs. So we have two options here. What you can do is either you can choose to run it on an emulator, or you can choose to actually run it on your physical device. So if you are someone who has an Android device, it's going to be a cakewalk for you to run that on your mobile device. But even if you are not, don't worry, you can always choose to run your app on emulator. But I would recommend you to physical device. The reason behind that is very simple, because when you run your app on your physical device, you will be actually able to see how the app is running and how the app is looking in real world. And also there's an added advantage, you will get the app on your phone, so you can run it. So to set up your emulator, you can choose to take any of these code labs. So this is the code lab that you need to take to set up your emulator. Let me tell you what is an emulator. So emulator is basically software which mimics your Android device on your computer. So yeah, you can run your app on it and also get the feel of how your app would look like on your phone. And also you have the second option always to run it on your physical device. So suit yourself, do what you want, but I would recommend you to use it on like run on your device. So that being said, I think that's the pep talk needed for writing your first app, or I would say creating your first app. So let's take a look and see. Okay, it was. So this is the code lab in which you will get all the instructions on how we will be building the app that we are going to build right now. So you can start with the first app, that is create a birthday card app. We will be creating a birthday card app. So you can start from here. That is, you can take the code lab of this. You will be first creating a project in Android. When you open it, so it has all the instructions that you would need. As you can see here, we have the name of the app, that is Happy Birthday, and the package name. So by convention, this package name would be like com.example.happy birthday. It would be by convention that way. And we have a location where you can store, we have the language, then we have the SDK. So you can set the SDK as you like I would recommend you to follow whatever I have shown. And you can just go, and the first app that is already there would be the Hello World app. You would see a Hello World text in the top. So just to save time, what I have done is I have already paused the project. So I would just show you how the app would look like, and we will be starting right away. I'll show you what the app would look like. So this is what our app would be looking like after we have completed the project. It's a very simple app. It has this text, Happy Birthday Sam. It has another text, and we have an image underneath. So let me explain to you what all these are. So this is basically the UI of the app. So a UI actually is something that helps you to communicate with the app. So in our case, you can see that we have a text, we have another text, and we have an image. So these are basically the elements of the UI. So UI elements have different names. Like if it's a text, it would be known as a text view, and if it is a image, it would be as an image view. But other than that, there is a container which actually consists of all these text and holds all these text. And this is the container is basically this whole thing. It's an empty container which actually was empty before we have added all these things, these views. So it was empty before, and this is known as a view group. So let me explain that to you again. A view group is something that will contain all the views of your app. And what is a view? view are the elements of your UI. And what is an UI? Stands for user interface, and user interface that lets you communicate with the app. So and build it right away. Other than Android Studio, what you can do is if you have already IntelliJ, you can download an Android SDK and set up your Android development environment here. Case I have did that. I already had IntelliJ, so I just downloaded the Android SDK, it exactly like Android Studio. Even if Android Studio, you will be able to understand that IntelliJ Studio look quite similar, so you wouldn't be facing any problem in following me up while I build the app. Let's start with it. So let's for all these things. So you can see that as a project, these will be the two files that will end up. So the first file is activity.xml and the second file is main activity.kt. Activity.kt is a concept which is responsible for all the brain behind your activity. Now, what is an activity? Well, an activity is a screen. So whenever you open an app, as soon as you open, if you see a screen there that is actually app, it is actually known as the activity. So in our case, we have a main activity and we have something called activity main.xml. So files are responsible for the starting your app. So whenever you click on the icon of your app on your phone, these two will be actually and the first screen that you would be seeing because of these two files. So this one written in Kotlin and this one is written in XML. XML is extensive markup language. It's very similar to HTML, so you don't have to worry. You don't have XML actually. It's very easy, and if you to learn it, it's okay. You can learn it always to HTML, so don't fear XML at all. So here you can see this is what the .xml will already have. So you can see that there are three sections here, code and design. Let's explore these. So if you click on the design, you would actually be able to see what your that is what your activity would look like. So let me tell you, the main activity.kt file is responsible logic behind that screen, and activity main responsible for all the UI of that screen. So what you are seeing here is because of this XML. Okay. So you can choose to either use this code section to use here, or what you can do is you can also choose use this design section in which you will have to manually drag and drop your views and then do so. As you might have seen that in this one text view here and one text view here. So let's first do that. We need to first get rid of this hello. Won't need that. So what you can do is just click on it, just press delete, or you can select this. Okay. As soon as you have deleted this, our screen is empty. Now we can start working with it. So let's drag this text view here. You will have a hard time by dragging it. Like it's little difficult to work like this. So what you can do is right now is I'll just write it here. So I know why it's showing an error. Maybe we should follow. It's hanging. Just give me a minute. I'll just fix it and I'll come back. Works fine. Just gonna share my screen. I have tried text view and it works fine. So just more text view here beneath. You don't have to be very perfect because anyway we will be working with it. So here you can see that there are two exclamation marks. These are in red, which means that we have did something wrong. What you can do is whenever you are facing any problem, you can see the place where it could have an error. So in this case, it's showing us that here is an error here. So in case of IntelliJ and Android Studio both, you will get suggestions to actually help you deal with the error. Like in my case, it's suggested me something and I'm going to use that again. So it still has some error. So it is suggesting me to add something, and as soon as it's adding it, you can see that there is no more error. All we have is some warnings, but you can ignore it for now. So in the let's move to the design tab. Now let me tell you whatever you can do on this design tab could also be done in the code tab. I mean both of these things are simultaneous. So you can do choose to do from here. Also you can choose to add things from here, and that is why I say that even if you are a beginner you can try to build apps. So here, as you can see, that we have a text view, but we don't want this text to be text view. So let's go and change the text. Now you can change it from here, like I am going to do right now. We want a text called Happy Birthday, Sam. You can see as soon. Okay, I have did that on the other one. I just changed it. So the text that would be like below should be from Emma. So let's write that from Emma. It has been changed to from Emma. And so what you can do is basically whenever you are trying to change the text or change any attribute of any view, you need to first click on this and then you can go and change it from here. Like I'm going to write happy birthday. So you can see it's here. But now at this point, we have dragged and dropped it to the position that we want it to be. But even if we have dragged and dropped it, since we are using a constraint view group, so a constraint view group is something which will in runtime make all the text views and everything to collapse at one end, that is your top. left corner, so you don't want that to happen. So what you can do is you can select the text view that you want to, or any view that you are working with. And in my case, I want this text view to be 16 dp like top of okay wait 16 dp away from the top. So it's, and I also want it to be 16 dp away of the margin of this layout. So I have did this patient exactly where we want it to be, and similarly you can do it for from, you can choose like whatever distance you want it to be, but I wanted it to be 16 dp, so I'm just going to change it to 16 dp. You can see that we have positioned our and it looks fine, but thing that we need to add, and that is your image. So in case of image also, you can just click on it and drag it here. Okay, it's again having that issue. So I am dragging it position exactly at the center, but you can do wherever you want. But I'm not going to do it right away. To import the image that we are going to use, going back to the code tab and opening the project view. Uh, okay, so first you need to download the image. So what you can do to download the image, already the image is present in the code lab that we were like referencing to for this app. So not in this code lab, but like the code lab that we had after this link, it's present in the GitHub. You can download it. So once you on it, you can see that. Okay, wait a second. Add images to your Android app. This will be the one in where you will be finding the link to your GitHub, which will be having your image. So here you can add images to your Android app. Just take this code lab. So once you click image view, it will. I think it's in the setup app mode. Here is the link your access to the image that we will be using in this app. So it's present in GitHub. You can easily download this by clicking on this button. And once you click on this, it will open up in a new tab, I guess. Just click this and save it the way you save your. That's easy, I guess. You will be able to do this. I have already downloaded the image. I'm going to do it right away. And so what you need to do after downloading the image, you need to import it to your this project. So how you will be doing is basically go to tools, and after that you click on your resource manager. Once you click on resource manager, you will see this plus button. So it will be asking us like what kind of things we want to add in this. So I'm going to add an import drawer.
Hello.
So once you do this, selected it, the place where you have stored your image, just you will be able to. So in my case, it's here. I'm going to click on this and it's ready. Now just select on next. It's hanging a little. So import button, and here you can see our image has imported. So once it's imported, we can work with this. Just go to your activity main.exe lab and open the image view here. Click on this and I'm positioning it at the center. You can position it anywhere. So once I have positioned it, it's asking me which image I want to add. So this is the image that I will be adding. So you can see the image has been added, but there is an issue. The image is it's not in the same way as it has in the app. Wait, I'll show you. It's like completely filling the screen, but in our case, it's not filling the screen. So this is basically just move downwards, and here you will find a thing called scale type. This is an attribute for an image view. Just button and then you have a center crop, and once you do it, you can see that the image has been filled the screen. That is great, but our text is being overlapped by the image view. So that is because you can see that in this component tree, the image view is it's like at the lowest point. So that is how it has been actually overlapping the text views. And what you need to do is basically just drag and move upwards. Once you do this, you can see that text is here, both the texts are here. So I think this is all for this app. Now we can start actually running it. So what I'm going to use my physical device to run this app. You can use the emulator. So for that reason, I need a USB and my phone. So I'm connecting it and I will be presenting my screen from there so you can actually see if the app is working correctly or not. So I'm just going to connect and I will tell you how to run the app as well. I've connected my phone. Let's see if it recognizes the app. It will take a few minutes to recognize, I guess. Okay, it's recognized. My PC has recognized. Also, my mobile has recognized. So I'll just click on this run. And as soon as I have run, you can see that there is something written called Gradle build running. So the Gradle is building our app. So you can also see the steps that are being performed by clicking on this build. See, it's building it. So it takes a few to actually build this app to whatever app you will be running. It would take a few minutes because it's a lengthy process. So we just wait, and afterwards, what it will do is basically install it. So we'll just wait for it. While we are waiting, let's see what we have learned. So we have learned that each app that we see in our app is basically as an activity in case of Android, and activities have UI, that is user interface, and these UI basically it has a view group, also known as a layout, and this view group is nothing but a container which will contain the UI elements. And what are these UI elements? These UI elements can be anything. It could be button view, it could be text view, it could be any other view. So like in this case, you can see here we have a lot of views. So all of these are basically UI elements. So when you start your Android development and when you actually learn how to be able to use all of these, also these are called componentry. So these componentry is basically has a summary of what we are adding, whatever views we are adding in our button or our activity. Other than that, we have code section. I have told you that the in case of Android main.xml, we can use the code part to do the same, which we can also do on the design tab. So we can choose to write the code for the design tab, or we can choose to drag and drop, which is basically a little hectic. A lot of time it won't recognize our, this code. So other than that, you can choose to change the attributes of those views by this attribute, or you can also choose to change the attributes in this code tab as well. Like you can see whatever we have is here as well. Some of these you might not be able to understand in the first time, but slowly when you actually run your apps, you will be able to understand what these attributes mean. We can also choose to watch both of these like simultaneously by using the split option. It's completely your choice on what you want to do. If you want to use IntelliJ, Android Studio, you have got a lot of choice basically, is what I mean to say. But yes, at the end is that you are willing to learn. And okay, so it has built that us some uh, warnings, but that's okay. We can choose to ignore the warnings for now. We'll just wait for it to install. Okay, we have not worked with this main activity.kt, but like in our third session, we will be working with this as well, understanding how important this file is. So this is for Kotlin. I hope you have got that. And .xml stands for Extensive Markup Language. So you can choose to run your app on emulated device on your physical device, like I am doing right now. And this is the project view. This is a resource view, which tells you whatever resources you have right now in your project. This is the project view, which tells you about the and also we have some other views here. So you will be able to use this once you learn Android development. So other than that, there's also one more thing that you should know is that our main concern right now is with the app folder. When you click on this app folder, you will find something called SRC, which stands for source code. Once you click on the source code, we have Android test, we have launch, we have test. So you can click on this main and see all the files that we have in this main folder. It has a Java folder, it has a resource folder, and in this resource folder resides our package that is called Happy Birthday. In my case, I have used this package name, and also we have the main activity. So main activity is basically the file that we will get tomorrow. And this resource file actually consists of all the resources that we have added to our files. Like in our case, we have added a website that will be present in this resource file. to go through a lot, and I hope that you have understood what you need to do to be able to make the most out of this. And we will be looking forward to learning with you. And I hope that you will make the most out of this program. And that was it. See you in the next session, and please come in the next session because we will be learning with more topics. And I hope you will be enjoying what we are doing. So for now, you can sign off and enjoy your day. Have a nice day.